Hey everyone, so today we're going to be out fishing on the Snake River. I've been out to this spot a couple of times. This is my third time actually. The first time we came in the afternoon, we did really well. We caught a bunch of smallmouth bass, a couple of catfish. The second time we came, we didn't do as well. We came in the morning and it was a little bit slower. We still caught quite a few of smaller bass, but coming out here in the afternoon again, we're gonna see what happens. I really like this spot. As you can see, it's just kind of in a canyon, and so you get kind of a cool breeze coming through, and it's just really scenic. I really enjoy the view here, and so really excited to take you along. This is my first video, so hopefully it's fun for you guys to see. We'll just be coming along down this spot and seeing what we catch. Okay, so today we're going to be using just kind of a bottom rig, Carolina rig, with a bass hook on it. So we'll try it just with this. Now, one of the things about this spot is there's a lot of rocks along the bottom. That's awesome because there's a lot of fish down there too. But we were getting snagged up a little bit last time. So I'm gonna try this setup. If I keep getting caught with this, then we'll switch to split shot. And then we'll put a Lil'Corky, and if I switch that, I'll show you what that looks like. Basically what that does is it helps your hook float up, makes it easier for the fish to see it, but also helps to prevent it from getting caught as much. What we're gonna be doing, since the current, it's not too crazy, but what we'll do is we'll basically let this sink, and it'll slowly drag along the bottom. So it's just another way to get it in front of a lot of different fish. The bobber is another approach you can take, but the bobber tends to move faster down the river. So with this approach, it kind of drags a little bit slower, gives a little bit more time for the fish to see it and bite on it. One thing that I wanted to try out today was different colors of corkies. So I've got 3 of them. One that I don't have today that I know works well is a chartreuse color, so like a light lime green. We used that the other day and the fish loved it. So today I'm gonna try a little pink corky, kind of a mix between a chartreuse and a dark green, and then one that's colored kind of like a rainbow trout. And so we'll see how those work. You'll be able to see me using all 3 today. We'll see how many fish I catch on each, and then we can better understand like what colors of corkies work well. So we're gonna start off with this mix between the dark green and the lime. I'm putting that on, and we'll see how many I get with it. So this spot's pretty cool. We came here a couple of weeks ago with the kids, and one of the cool things about it is you have kind of all these reeds where the kids love just finding stuff and exploring. They found a bunch of dead crawdads and clams and different things like that. But you can actually walk out pretty far into the river because there's this ledge, and then it drops off into kind of a really deep shelf, which is nice because a lot of the fish hang out there. The water's a little bit slower, and it just makes for a nice spot to cast in and kind of let your bait float. We're just gonna head out and cast in. The biggest thing about this spot is we're catching a lot of fish, specifically a lot of smaller smallmouth bass and catfish, but it's really easy to get hung up on rocks here. So trying to be careful of that. We'll see if we can get away with catching some fish without losing my line and setup here. You can kind of feel your weights and your bait hitting the bottom as it goes. There, I was kind of stuck on the bottom again. Now the nice thing about these corkies, oh look at that, I just caught someone else's very large hook. So I'm using a number 1. This one almost looks like it's an ocean setup. Looks like it's been in there for a little bit. Kind of crazy that I actually just pulled that out without completely getting stuck. So we're gonna pull this out and set it up over here so that we're not adding more to the river. All right, looks like we got a little one here. A little smallmouth bass. So this size is actually pretty typical. Oop, there he goes, quick release. What I was gonna say is that size is actually pretty typical for this spot, which is kind of frustrating. But at the same time, it's been really fun to bring the kids out here and let them catch some bass, even though they're fairly small. All right, so again, what we're trying to do is cast it in a little bit more of the slow moving water. And you can see right here, there's kind of a riffle, which is the split between the fast and the slow current. And that's where fish tend to hang out to find a meal. So we're gonna try to cast in there and see if one will pick up on it. Oh, seems like we got one. Small one. You guys can see him. He's a fairly tiny smallmouth bass, but still really fun to catch. Look at that. So that is number 2 for the day. Again, so these fish tend to be very small here, but they're fairly active and they don't mind biting, so kind of fun to catch them. So there's a look at him. Pretty fish. Oh, he's gonna jump and take off. Okay, here we go. We got a new worm. Let's see what happens. Now, that time I almost got stuck. There's like some different rocks in this spot you gotta kind of watch out for. The spot I was in a little bit earlier, also a bad spot, and like an outcropping right here that you can get stuck on. So I'm trying to get it a little bit away from that without getting it completely in the current, to see if we can hook up on something without getting in the rocks. Yeah, it feels like we got a little one here. So, like I said, there's just like a big school of these little smallmouth bass down there, all about that same size. And you can catch them kind of all along this this shelf. Oh, there he is. Let's see if I can show him to you. Little guy. We'll let him go so he can grow up. Pretty good spot. We'll leave it there. Man, tell you what, guys, it is a nice day. It's sunny. It was really foggy this morning, but it's cleared up and it's really sunny now. There's a little bit of a breeze and it is good. It's hot this summer. Oh, got one right there. Man, did you guys see that? That was pretty crazy. I was just reeling in because I thought it was caught on the rocks, and I'm pretty sure I was. This one ran up and nabbed it right before it got to me. So let's take this hook out and let him go. All right, you guys missed that last one. Another smallie, pretty small though. They've all been kind of that same size today. Hopefully we can hook into something bigger. Show you guys what that looks like. Stuck on the bottom. Oh, there's a fish. Jeez, kind of yanked on him pretty hard there. Ugh. Got hooked him somehow. A little bit bigger on this one. Really pretty fish. Let's get him back in the water. Alright guys, so we lost the chartreuse and lime. It got snagged and broke off. So now we're gonna try the pink and we'll see what happens. The lime and green actually did pretty well, so we'll see how pink does. I think I got a really tiny one here, guys. Fish on! He's a little bitty one. Another smallie. Hey, not too bad. So that is what, 5 or 6? Probably 6 for the day so far. And he's not the worst one we've caught so far. He just flicked something out of his mouth. Yeah, he's not bad, guys. It was interesting on that one. He felt smaller than the little tiny ones I was catching, because I think he was swimming with it for a while there. All right, last, hopefully not least, we're gonna try this rainbow trout looking corky. We'll see if it has any effect. All right guys, so we're just kind of hiking out now. Overall it was a pretty good day. We caught 6 or 7 bass. We'll total them up as we put the video together. But pretty happy with it. We didn't catch any like really big fish. They were all fairly small. I don't think we could have even kept any legally. We didn't keep any anyways. I was hoping to get a big fat catfish, but nothing today. So it was still a really fun day. The weather was really nice. The water feels really nice. It's fun to get out and catch some fish. So we'll put this together and count up how those different corkies did, and you guys can see the result.